Hey guys, this is Buck of Lapis, and today in history, 10 years ago, Minecraft was first initially released. And considering the fact that well, not today, but basically this entire week has been the whole Double Upload Adventure Series Dash Mashup week, I figure, you know what? What better to do for today than to do a special talking about my own experiences with Minecraft. Now, if you've watched the other videos, which half the people don't, but if you've watched the other videos, you'll know that basically I've not had nothing to talk about, mainly because I've been saving stuff to talk about for now. So, for today, I just wanted to give a huge thank you to Minecraft for existing, considering it's been a huge impact on many people's lives, including mine. Like, since for the last, I guess, since I started playing it in not early, like a late fourth grade, and since I'm in late ninth grade at the moment, it'd probably be about like five years of my life I've played this game, and the stuff that's happened on this game has just been absolutely incredible. With in regards to online things for in every single category, probably. So I guess I'll start off my story simply with fourth grade. Basically, is Minecraft's peak time. It's like, I think 2014, 2015. Everyone's. It's when the game is growing in popularity. Everyone's like, oh, hey, have you heard of Minecraft? Hey, you should play Minecraft. It's really cool. Like, when it was the first time when the game was really blowing up, its sales were at the peak. This was about. I think this was either I think this was either before or after the 1.8 update, but I think it was before. But basically, everyone was talking about it, and I was like, hey, I gotta want to play this. So I remember talking to I think it was my dad, about buying the game for Pocket Edition. So I eventually started to get in the game. And at first I didn't like play it as often as I would, but I remember seeing at the time, I believe. Here, let me just Google the date. Yeah, it was 2014. 2014 ish. But basically, for the time, the Lego movie had came out, and it was. And it is still the same movie I enjoy, but basically, I remember watching an old tutorial from another YouTuber. His channel, I believe, was TSMC at the time, I believe it was. And basically, he made a tutorial on how to build like a full statue of the main character in the movie, and as a Minecraft skin tutorial. So I decided to load up a Pocket Edition world, and I decided to build that. And I did, and I had that creative world for a long time. Basically, all I did was build whatever came to mind. Now, granted, just this would be a whole bunch of random stuff. There was no organization. I remember so many random walkways were going just wherever. Like, no, some walkways didn't even go anywhere. But this is like more of the younger time. Just everything's crazy. Like, that was the time where I did the game to like the motto of it. Just, it's a sandbox game. You can build whatever the hell you want. So I remember I built that. I built a whole bunch of other things. I'm pretty sure I built like a poor motto of my real life house in there. I think I built probably built some other things from movies and probably some TV shows I was watching at the time, even though I don't really watch TV anymore. But that creative world was really fun. And then eventually I was like, oh yeah, there is survival mode. What's that? So I hop in survival mode. And basically what I would do is, I remember just like this is my oldest memory of Minecraft, I'm pretty sure. But what I would do is I had a tiny dirt house, which, I mean, let's be real, everyone who's played Minecraft has made a dirt house. But I would live in this dirt house, and I would plant a whole bunch of saplings outside of the area. It was like the dirt house on a hill in front of like this flattened out area of forest. So what I'd do is I'd go, I built up the house. I'd go and I'd chop down all of the trees, then I'd replant all of the trees, and I'd go back into the house and just stockpile all the logs. I'd sleep, and then I'd go back out. I'd wait for the trees to grow, and I'd chop them down again. Basically, all I did was farm wood, chop it down, farm wood, chop it down. But one of the memories I also have from that world is basically, you know, those moments where you don't know how to play a game or how it works, or like, there's a meme I've seen recently where there's this person that doesn't know how to play Minecraft, and then their chat, I think it's like a Twitch chat or something, they're like, oh, throw your pickaxe in the lava and something will happen. Then nothing happens, and they're like, y'all are mean, and they're like, it only works if you throw the diamond one in. Then they burn the diamond one. I don't, a meme, it was like that, you could probably Google it and find it. But basically, the moments like that where you don't know what you're doing, like, and you don't think through it. Basically, I remember I was punching coal ore with my fist. Like, if you in Minecraft Generation, where you have like really dumb tall cliffs, like this was at the time where, again, this was pre 1.8, I'm pretty sure. So the cliffs were a lot weirder, and it wasn't like similar to Amplified in a way, but not as Amplified as Amplified is. I was just punching some coal ore in a cliff, and I was like angry at myself, like, why do you want to give me any coal ore? I want the coal ore, or something. Because I wasn't even getting anything. Period. I was just getting nothing, which is what it means to get nothing. Period. But I remember that, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go back to this creative world now. But I'm gonna go back to the creative world now. Actually, no. But what had happened with that creative world was I wanted to go in survival mode, and I didn't know how to set MCPE worlds to creative mode. I mean, to survival mode, because you couldn't at the time. So I tried editing the settings of the world, and I accidentally delete the first creative world I make on PE because I want to set it to survival, which is pretty sad, but I mean, I remember I was pretty sad about it, which I have more stories about deleting worlds that I was really proud of. That comes in when I talk about my YouTube experience. But anyways, I remember that. I started up another world. I'm pretty sure I did build another Emmett from the Lego movie. And I built some more, stuff. I still have the world to this day. Like, I haven't deleted it because I learned my lesson the hard way then. And I remember I have a small house on the very, very top of a cliff. And about this time, I started watching Stampy, because Stampy was uploading pretty regularly then, and I became a pretty big fan. I remember, I think, again, probably like 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. I remember I got really, really sick. And I woke up really early in the morning. I woke up at about 4 or 5, which was completely off schedule for how I am normally. Like, I'm normally waking up at about 7, 8, sometime that. So I was really, really just tired. I felt terrible because I was sick. And I remember just binge watching a whole bunch of Stampy's videos from Lovely World. And this was, I don't remember what episodes it was on, but it was probably about I don't know, 200, 300, around that era. So I just got really into watching his videos, and I knew what YouTube was because I'd been watching YouTube for quite a while at the time, but Snippy became one of my favorite channels pretty much overnight. So eventually I started wanting to recreate buildings, which is something I still enjoy doing to this day when I choose to recreate buildings. But basically what I did was I just kind of looked up some other tutorials on some of Stampy's buildings. And one of the channels that conveniently started at the time, I think he was about maybe 4 or 5 episodes in, but at about that time, I believe Darman68 was starting up on his channel, which was something at the time, because I don't know. Hang on, I'm just gonna look up when was Darman's 15K special. Looked it up. It came out in March of 2015, but I had watched his videos further back than that. But yeah, Darman had started off. He was at building Stampy's house, 1 bedroom, which was in October 2014. So about that time, I had started really watching a lot of Stampy, and I decided I wanted to build some of his buildings. So I ended up watching lots of Darman's videos. I was pretty active in the comment section, I believe. Maybe if you look back, you'll see some of my old comments if you scroll back way far enough. Because at the time, I actually liked commenting on videos. Nowadays, I don't like commenting on videos, so you don't Like, unless it's a video, like, directly talking to me or something, or it's a video I enjoy, like, way more than another video, I don't really comment or share or anything. So, but basically, I was really into doing Stampy's house and, like, recreating it. And through the comment section, I had met a guy, Exploding Creeper, who was also building the house, and he was looking for help. He was like, hey, I'm building this and I'm building the rest of the world. Anyone else want to come and join me? So I was kind of like, sure, I want to join. Because at the time I was more open to just randomly join stuff with people. Again, nowadays I like to close myself off. But basically I went in and joined Exploding Creeper's game because I wanted to join in and help a fellow guy who's building Stampy's house. And it was one of the best Stampy worlds I've seen, probably still to this day. Well, for the time, it was still pretty good, and nowadays it'd be pretty outdated. But it was still one of the best ones I've seen. But he had, like, the Love Garden. He was going all out to try to get every single sign accurate in the Love Garden. He had the rocket. He basically completed the house. But I believe the comment was something along the lines of, hey, I'm building the Creeper Coaster. Does anyone want to come and help me? So I was like, sure. Because, again, I wanted to come and help fellow man who's building Stampy stuff. So I go out. I go join him. And basically at this point is when I start meeting people. Like, this is when my Minecraft community first starts to grow, essentially. Because, I don't know, while I had some friends related to Minecraft, basically, Darman's videos, he featured two other guys. Like, the two other people that were featured in his videos at that time were JTStim55 and OG Daykeen. I had messaged both of them because as well as Darman himself, because I was a huge fan of Darman's series. So, I think I talked to OG like maybe once or twice, but JT, if anyone knows this channel, which is probably the people that are actually watching this video, JT eventually became a pretty good friend of mine, and basically he was the only friend that I had that was talking in Minecraft. But Exploding Creeper, eventually that group merged with Creeper's group. Basically what happened was, with Exploding Creeper was another guy, DrummerBoss318, and another few other people, but the main ones were DrummerBoss318 and NZ Blockwolf, two of the closest people I've been to on Minecraft. So eventually we start talking based off of helping Creeper in his Stampy World doing the Creeper Coaster. Basically, at first I didn't really trust people, which is still kind of dumb of me to say looking back on it, because I joined some random dude who made Stampy's house because he commented about it. I didn't know who he was. It could be some person 20 times older than me, but basically, I was kind of sketchy of people at first, but eventually I came to know him and talk to him. But basically, around this time, Darman68 had hit 15,000 subscribers, which is kind of where my YouTube's journey starts. Basically, what happens in YouTube is that my first ever appearance in a YouTube video was Darman's 15,000 subscriber special. Because I remember I was commenting on an account a lot saying, hey Darman, I built something for you for 15k subscribers. Do you want to come and join it? We can do a video together or something? So eventually he joined, and I still remember like how excited I was like when he joined, because time zones are weird. Basically, I believe it's he's EST, I'm CST. Like he's in the Pacific, I'm in like more in the middle of America. Not in the Pacific, the Atlantic. But basically time zones are weird, so I was basically eating dinner at the time, but like I remember going on a website that checks like if people are online or offline on Xbox Live, so it said that he was online, and I figured he's online, I should probably try to go and see like if he messaged me, because he had messaged me beforehand, like we before the recording of the video, he messaged me just to make sure that it was me, like the person commenting on the video. But I remember I jumped into the call with him, and the Xbox Live Party, not a call. A call would be more Discord like, but it was honestly really really nice, just because he was a person that, like, even a little bit to this day, I looked up to him. So it was crazy just to be like chatting with someone you enjoyed the videos of. Like, getting to talk with them and being in one of their videos was insanely crazy for me at the moment. And like, he was really chill about it. Like, off camera, he wasn't like one of those channels that's like, "Eh, all right, let's get this over with." Like, he was really genuine. He wanted to like try to start up some conversation like outside of the video. And like, I remember like he did something that I still don't know how to do, which is probably kind of dumb of me, but basically what he did was, like, if you hear in the 15K video, he says something like, "Oh, um, he just whispered in my ear saying this." But what was happening was I was talking, like, I was kind of explaining it to him, and then he was like, "Oh, I heard it," and he was like, "Oh, okay," and then he like interpreted it to the whole, "Oh, I hear him. He's saying that it's this. He whispered in my ear." So like, without me talking in the video, it was honestly nice. Like, rather than just being ignored, he actually listens to the person he's working with. So it was still a really fun experience looking back on it. I'm still smiling thinking about it, but I remember that, and that's kind of where I guess the whole trusting with people thing arose with online stuff, because I still remember 15,000 subscribers is still a pretty big fan base and especially if it's like a series based off of a larger channel, like, you'll probably get more views than 15,000 on average. So basically, I remember that I got quite a few more notifications and messages on the next few following days, mainly because I was still friends with them on Discord, not Discord, on Xbox, and we had still talked recently. The video was still recent, and I don't know. But I remember basically going back to the group with Exploding Creeper, talking and stuff, and they were all kind of like, "Oh." They were all kind of like, "Oh, hey, that was cool. Good job, Lapis. You were in the video with Darman. That's incredible." That kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure I was the first person that wasn't a helper added in his garden. I believe it was episode 19, not episode 19, episode 9 or 8, whenever he does the enchanting table room. But basically, I was added because I pointed out a correction with item frames, I believe it was, in one of the rooms. But it was crazy because the group was like all like surrounding, supportive. It was all nice, but like, I still, like, then, because I was getting so many messages, I didn't know who really to hang out with, because I was like, "Oh, these people are gonna try to just use me, and then they're gonna go and be friends with Darman, and then ditch me or something, or try to be friends with Darman and then ditch me later on. They won't care." So I didn't really know who to trust, and that was kind of me and Drummer at a point, because at first me and Drummer still kind of chatted because we were mutual friends with Exploding Creeper, but he started talking to me like a lot more after the 15K video, so I was a little bit skeptical. But I don't know. Eventually, I did start up my YouTube channel. Eventually, which was, if I go to the video comparing times, hang on. Darman's 15K video is. His 15K video is March of 2015, and my YouTube channel was created in July of 2015. So I had started off YouTube, and I was still a little bit skeptical of people at that point, because it was still fairly recent. Like, people were new coming to the channel. I was still getting some messages about it, but and about that time when I first started like YouTube, I remember the main thing that like turned me less skeptical and made me more open to talking with Drummer was he at the time, like, me and most of the group were into building hide and seek maps, because hide and seek was like the key Minecraft minigame for the time. Like, everyone loved Minecraft hide and seek. So basically, he made a map that was like huge child bedroom, which is kind of typical looking at it now, but it was still pretty cool seeing and like being in a hide and seek map for the time. And he had a shelf full of like different characters as plushes. And even though I only started at YouTube at that time, I, as a character, was one of those plushes. Like, I think with me and a few other people. I think JT might have been one of them as well, because I think I'd introduced JT to Drummer. So that kind of was like, oh, that's nice. And then we started talking more, and I don't know. Eventually, Exploding Creeper kind of faded away. Like, he didn't really. Basically, he just stops talking, getting on Xbox Live, and eventually the group dwindles down to me, Drummer, and JT, kind of the trinity of the group that was left. And basically, this time it's kind of like. Basically, every single time I would get home from school, I would go on the Xbox. I'd wait. No, I wouldn't wait for an hour because they're both on the East Coast. No, is it east? It's east, right? Yeah, that coast east. They're both on the East Coast, so they're still an hour ahead of me. But I would go on the Xbox and I'd go in and invite them both to a party, and we'd all chat. We'd build something. We'd do something together. It was all really, really fun. Like, we were an inseparable trio, I guess. But there was a whole bunch of other stuff happening then. Like, I was getting acknowledgement from so many people that I enjoyed talking to. I remember joining Showtime's Quest. I don't think he does YouTube anymore, but at the time he was still someone. He was the largest channel of the group at the time. He was a mutual friend of JT's, I believe it was. He had about 300, 400 subscribers at the time. I think it's probably less now because I don't know, because I think he probably deleted his channel or restarted. But I don't know, I joined him for a video once. I remember I got put on one of his basically a bunch of YouTubers. Even I did, and I probably still will eventually if Adventure Series takes off again, which I hope it does. But basically, everyone does these little shout out wall things, and I remember I was added to it because I had done a video tutorial on how to build his bedroom from his series. So that was really, really cool because I was like, yeah, I got a shout out from this guy that I know, but I don't know that well, and I enjoy his content. Yay! Because I don't know, just talking to people that you actually watch on YouTube is very different from just watching them, and just getting acknowledged by people you watch on YouTube is pretty fun. Even hearted comments can make you feel pretty excited at times. But I don't know, that was all really nice of him as well. Just JT, I had done a video with him because at the time I had started my YouTube channel, as I said, but I really wanted to join other channels to help them do videos. In JT, from being especially with Darman, I was still really excited because I really wanted to talk with JT, and I still remember a video that has been deleted because this is JT we're talking about. Videos get deleted often, but I remember we basically did a video. It was quote, the backstory of JT Step 55, quote, something like that. And basically what the video was me, Showtime, JT, and a few, and maybe one or two other people were all essentially helping JT come with a storyline of his character, because rather than the character we know today as JT, which is just, I think the skin is called Gamma Boy, and it's two different shades of gray with the blue glasses and the orange hair. His skin was one of those Minecraft Halo skins that was free that you could, I don't know, run around in. It was a big metal suit, a gray one, not the main character one, but basically he was oh, I'm gonna make a backstory on why my character is in this suit. So basically we did that, and I remember doing some tips and tricks with recording with it. I remember, I think it was me lying in the bed, but we got in a bed, and at the time you could use the bed and teleport people, and they'd still be lying down. You wouldn't be teleported out of the bed and be standing up, sword in hand, etc. You'd still be lying down. Your appearance would still be you're lying down. You're still sleeping. It would reset the time, etc. But basically, I remember it was an operation table or something. We were oh yeah, you've damaged your arm too much, so you're not gonna be able to use it. You have to wear the suit now. Oh, okay, something like that. But basically, from there, more and more YouTube stuff. And another thing, the next big thing, was Stampy's Lovely World, which, as I said, I had been building and replicating for a long, long while. I mean, that's the world I was in when I did Darman's 15,000 subscriber video. So eventually that world ended up getting deleted, which was pretty heartbreaking for me because I'd spent so much time on it. Like, if I had to go back, I'd go back and I'd screw everything up, I'd bet. But this was about the time of, I believe, the rocket. So I'm just gonna look this up. Um, this was in July of 2015. So but basically, at the time he was building the rocket, I believe there was probably a little bit after that, since I remember like I'd save the rocket for a little bit later because I wanted to finish it off and continue on later. But at that time, the world got deleted, which was still pretty sad, heartbreaking for me. I remember I tried to start up another one, but I never finished that one. But eh. Anyways, the next thing is actually I just remembered a whole mini story from like pre all of this that I've never mentioned to anybody, but that I never mentioned when it happened like chronologically. This part in like basically happens like before I meet JT Drummer, but I remember I'd play with a kid from 5th grade, basically him and a few other people. We'd all hop on a Minecraft world. We'd go and fly around a creative world, which was the TU19 tutorial. So, no, I don't know. That's an old memory. I still remember like we'd still like argue about some things. Like I remember we had like a base in the sky made of obsidian and like iron bars, something like that. But again, old memory. But next thing, good to go back to chronologically. At the time, another YouTube channel had kind of appeared in life because basically, um, Darman wasn't the only YouTube channel doing tutorials related to Stampy. There was another channel, the LCF Pro, and I still in fact smile at this because basically he would do some tutorials and eventually he decided, hey, I'm gonna start my own Let's Play world. So he did. The series eventually became to be known as LCF's World, and that series I was really excited about because I enjoyed his videos that were Stampy related, and I was kind of like, this guy's still pretty cool. I might as well give it a shot. So I decided to watch the series, and it was still really cool. Like, I remember the oldest thing I remember because I still watched his videos, like even if they weren't Stampy related, like his videos in general were all pretty amazing. But there was a video he was like, "Oh, this is a pyramid. If you spot the secret pyramid in the background, you can join me in the series that I'm going to do," which is when he first announced it. So I believe I commented like the timestamp and things. Like I think he only had like maybe 8K subscribers around the time of the LCF World start, but I don't know. I just went in and because I didn't have PC Minecraft at the time, I got kind of bummed out because I totally overlooked the fact that I was on Xbox Minecraft and he was on PC Minecraft, so that made me pretty sad. But I don't know. I still kind of interacted in the comments. Like if there's a comment section that you'll see me in commonly, it's the LCS World comment section. But basically at the time it was still fun. I remember watching lots of the LCS World episodes and the Stampy tutorial episodes. Like sometimes I just watch the Stampy tutorial videos even if I didn't know where to put some of the things. Like I remember if you've seen in the tutorial of not tutorial the 15K video from Darman, if you remember the island that was covered in like separate Stampy shops, those were like a mix of things LCF had done tutorials on and things that I had done to replicate. Like I believe I replicated some of the things like the clothing shop. Like I tried to practice recreating buildings. So that was one of the first things I did because I figured it'd be easy considering it alternates patterns. It's a stripy pattern. So I was like, I'll try this. But anyways, LCF World starts off and it was still one of my favorite like old Minecraft series that I would look back on fondly. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I remember the first I was the first person as well on his like shout out board, like which still is one of the things that like even though it's a really old memory, you can't help but smile looking back on it. Like, I remember at the time I was using a different account, so I didn't go by the name Block of Lapis on YouTube, but I was still commenting on his videos a lot, and I was shouted out by him, which was still amazing. Like, I eventually did ask to change it, since at the time I was trying to go to a new account, which is this account, which was formerly called Block of Lapis 123 as opposed to just BOL 123. It's called an abbreviation, guys. But I don't know, it was still really crazy. And eventually, like, later on, I'll just finish off the little LCS chapter here, but I remember later on, like, I'd still watch his videos, I was still a huge fan, not to say that I'm not today, but he contacted me because I was an Xbox player, and he was like, hey, do you know how to download worlds? Because at the time, he was making tutorials on how to build the Diamond Minecart's new lab. So, he'd done a tutorial on the old one, which is also a way I found him, but more so through the Stampy tutorials. And he was like, oh yeah, sure, I can try to download it for you, I guess. And we contacted through, like, emails and things, and it was really chill. It was really chill. Like, he wasn't crazy or anything about it. Not like, you have to do this. You have to do this. Like, just... He was really nice about everything. Like, he was like, oh, you can't do it? Oh, that's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't... I can just get someone else to. Don't worry about it. Like, he wasn't, like, crazy, over the top, like half the YouTubers you see nowadays are. But he was like a chill guy to talk to. And even though I wasn't able to do the downloading of that world, which, I'll be honest, if I could download worlds, I'd have a lot more different types of videos on this channel by now. But I remember that was a time. And yeah, I guess going back, but basically going back, blah, going back, but on a still somewhat related note, at the time, no, that leads me to an entire different story, going back to Darman, but I'm going to tell it now. Going back to Darman times, basically, I was on Google Plus, because I thought you could read comments through Google Plus better than on comment sections, because I was looking for older comments. And I found that there was a guy, ClenchingMight71, who was talking in the Google Plus page. He was like, hey, I'm building Stampy's World, can someone help me? And considering for the time that I had also helped Exploding Creeper, I figured, you know what, sure, I'll help him too. So I go in, he also has one of the best Stampy Worlds that there is for the time. It was, and I think he still works on it a little bit today, but basically we go in, we just build with him, and I'm pretty sure I do eventually join him to Creeper, and they all start chatting. It was eventually a big group, but coming back to the present, not the present, but the present for that time, me and Clenching Might decided to recreate LCS World. It was more or less my idea, because I don't think Clenching knew who LCF was as much as I did. Like, this was before the whole lab download thing. I'm just telling stories as I go. I'll probably try to stop myself eventually, but I go in the world, and I'm with Clenching, and I'm like, hey Clenching, can you help me build this? And he's like, oh, yeah, sure, because me and him are both really into recreating things. So we go in, we join, we just build stuff. The first area we start off with is the downstairs area, which was like where I believe we called it Hall of Pros, that area. If we start off, we build that, we build some of the stairs area, we go upstairs. Like, basically after the house, all of it was me. So, again, that was really, really fun to talk about and go through with. So, yeah. And while we're speaking of recreations, just one of the best people that I've met through YouTube and Minecraft, for that matter, like, StealthyWhale621. He doesn't, like, he goes by Stealthy most of the time, but he is one of the best people I know that I've met through Minecraft and YouTube. But basically, he's recreated, like, Stampy's world, he's recreated parts of Clenching Might's world, and he's recreated pretty much the entirety of Adventure Series prior to the week of uploads that I'm doing right now, which honestly is insane. Like, we talked a little bit more, like, then, but we mainly met through him recreating my world, which is honestly insane to see, like, because my channel isn't even that big. My channel is, like, I don't think I even had 1,000 subscribers at the time. Like, I hit 1,000 subscribers because of the mashup uploads. But I think my channel was like maybe 300, 400 subscribers at the time. But basically, he came in and he recreated it, and it was honestly amazing. And we still talk to this day. Like, of the people I will mention in this story of Minecraft, only a few of them talk to me to this day. But me and Stealthy, we started talking because so many people were into recreating stuff. So me and Stealthy, we start talking. It's amazing. Speaking of recreating, I'm gonna jump to the next thing that happens majorly with Minecraft. Like, the next big channel I start watching is Popular MMOs. Like, I don't really watch them anymore, but at the time they were a channel that I watched really, really commonly. Like 2016, most of 2016, I'd go home and I'd watch their new video because I uploaded about like 8 for me. But I remember I wanted to recreate that house that they used, the Gaming with Jen house, which I was like, I'm going to recreate this. And I came up with ideas for more builds to recreate, which eventually led to Tuesday Tutorials, which was a short-lived series of Minecraft tutorials on this channel. And that video eventually became my most viewed video, and it still is, unfortunately. But, hey, it's a story from Minecraft, and I wanted to mention it. But, yeah. I guess the next thing that's on my mind, like, especially considering the background gameplay at this moment, is LCS World, was the fact that I actually got to go in his world. Like, eventually I picked up Minecraft PC Edition, Java Edition as it's called now, but basically he did a live stream day where basically he did a live stream for like, I think 5 hours, not 5 hours, like probably like 2 or 3 hours long for a live stream, and I was really, really excited because, as I said, I'm a huge fan of his channel for the time, and I still am. But I got to go in the world, which was insane. I recorded my experience. Like, if you look back on my old video, I believe it's called, like, The Sewers or something. I basically decided to go around and, like, I messed with a lever that was in the kitchen, and basically I discovered there was an entire, like, sewer escape system in his world, which is insane. So, honestly, that was incredible. But lots of good memories with like Stampy recreations and LCF Pro and Darwin. Lots of those with like chats with them. Like, in particular, some of my best memories from Minecraft. But anyways, enough of this. Let's go on. Like, average life was like the best it was. Like 7th grade. Like, 7th grade of the Minecraft community was still pretty huge. Like, granted, not as much so as it was in, like 2014 when I first discovered Minecraft, but it was still a big community. And basically, me, Drummer, JT, we would still talk pretty much daily. So yeah, basically we would talk pretty much, as I said. We'd get home, we'd hop on a call, and basically, like, late 2017, stuff does start to get a bit, like, hectic. Like, the group starts drifting apart a little bit. Like, the main group itself was still probably, like, me, Drummer, Clenching My, JT, NZ, Stealthy, probably like that. That's the core group that I've met in Minecraft. But about the time of 2017, basically it starts to fall apart. Like, Drummer has gone off to do other stuff. Like, the main thing in 2017 was the Xbox One crew came into existence, I believe. Was it 2017? XB1. Was that 2017 or 18? I think it's 2017. Because, yeah, the 2-year anniversary of the collapse is this, yeah. The 2-year anniversary of the collapse of the Xbox One crew is July 28th, not July 28th, July 16th. So that would mean 2 years ago in 2017. But basically, Drummer starts hanging out with a whole different recording group, which is, it is understandable. These are friends of his, so fair enough, he's going to want to talk to him. But basically, he starts drifting away from talking to me, talking to JT, which I still don't know what to think of it. Just, eh. It wasn't like something huge that happened. Basically, drummer left. He joined the Xbox One crew, and the conversation mostly died down between me and drummer, and it became me and JT talking primarily, as well as Clenching Might. And basically, at this point, JT had gotten into high school, because at this time, like 17 to 18 is my 17 to 18 is my 8th grade year. So basically, that year is, since JT is a year older than me, this is his first year, is his freshman year of high school. So he's met some new people, and he's talking to them online, and that main person for him is Garrett, or Mr. Pig 413. And you may have seen him before, like we've talked about him previously, like years ago in this channel. Basically, him, JT, and me, we would go together and we'd make a world, which was Pigopolis. It was basically the hugest project that I've worked on to this date, other than Adventure Series, I'd imagine. So basically, what Pigopolis was like a huge modern city, semi-modern city, where basically there was a housing half, there was a shopping half, there was an entertainment half. It was a whole crazy project, it was really, really fun to work on. And the best part of it, in my opinion, mainly because I did it probably, was the fact that the entire city was encased by mountain terrain, which had been something that I had worked on. So it's one of the proudest terraforming things I've done. So I don't know. I just really enjoyed working on that project. But otherwise, me, Garrett, JT, we'd do JT's series Random Adventures, which was his adventure series. And we'd go in, we'd just chat a lot, and I don't know, sometimes it would be just me and Garrett talking, because we'd be talking about, like, Pigopolis, we'd be talking, like, how life was with him and JT in the real world, stuff like that. So, overall, like, stuff was, despite drummer being gone, which was something talked about us a lot, which was something we talked about a lot because he was there so often, and now he's just gone. But basically, we just continued talking, and it was great. We worked on Pigopolis. As well, he started off Random Adventures, it was a story, alright. Basically, what would happen would be, he had Season 1 and Season 2, which is still in an archive on the Adventure Archives channel. But we'd go in, we'd work on it. We'd have characters. He had a Darwin and Garrett's Shack. Those were some of the newer things that were added to it, and yeah. But as stuff happens, eventually life catches on with JT as well. Like, he starts... I don't really know what happened with me and JT, but we start talking less and less, and eventually it's kind of reduced to us joining a Xbox Live party occasionally and reminiscing, which we still haven't done in like 3 months. But, that's that. Like, the last that was basically heard of as the trio of me, JT, and drummer was the end of the Xbox One crew. Because after the Xbox One crew ended, which I still have some screenshots of how it all came to a close. Like, I remember, it's really funny looking at the Xbox One crew, like, Twitter, how basically it goes to, I hope everyone's having a great day. Everything happens for a reason. A few minutes later, I think it's time to get some new members. The next day, goodbye. It's just funny. But basically, the end of that trio is essentially the end of the Xbox One crew. And that is still kind of sad, just how it was supposed to be a huge group, and then it all shut down all of a sudden. And basically, after that, I don't think anyone's channel really succeeded. Like, drummer's channel basically died after Xbox One crew kind of fell off. It grew a little bit more because he did some lyric videos for other songs. But other than that, he's been stuck at like 1.8k for the last half a year, I'm pretty sure, subscriber-wise. And JT has still been stuttering about 300 average. I mean, JT did come back, I think, is what he said, anyways. Like, he did upload a video the other day talking about, I think, like, his gaming setup, something Fortnite, I believe. But that's kind of where that chapter ends, and this is kind of where the new chapter begins. Where, essentially, the new group for Minecraft became kind of me, Crunching Might, and Power Creeper. The Order of the Something is what we would call ourselves, I guess, eventually. And that's pretty much the group that I'm with today. So, granted, we still don't talk as much as we would, like if we had as much time to talk. Well, we do have all the time to talk, but we just don't, because we're all talking to other people pretty much. But we all do still talk pretty semi-frequently. I'm pretty sure we're going to try to do something this weekend. Granted, this might be being uploaded a day later, since I'll probably be slow about it. But basically, me, Country My Power Creeper, we're pretty much the new trio, and it's honestly really nice because we can still talk about doing stuff in Minecraft. We still talk about plans. Basically, every summer, we've done something huge. Not basically every summer, but last summer, and I'm assuming probably this summer as well, we've done something where it's pretty huge. This summer we did, no, not this summer, last summer we decided to make a huge model of the Clenching Match World house. I decided to make a renovated version of the Clenching Match World house where we just renovated it based off of how it is currently, and we took it into the actual world and recreated the renovated version over the old version. And finally, probably the biggest project in events to renovation. Basically, we went through and renovated Stampy's house, which Stampy is definitely one of the most powerful forces in my experience with Minecraft. Because, like, if it weren't for Minecraft and like Stampy, basically, I wouldn't have met anybody in my group. Because if it weren't for Stampy, there'd be no Darman. If there weren't for Darman, then I wouldn't have met Exploding Creeper, which means I would have met Drummer, JT, any of them. So, I guess, thank you to Stampy for making all of this possible in a way, but I have so many stories of Minecraft, it's incredible. But currently what me, Crunching Man, and Power Creeper have been doing in Minecraft has really just been like working in Crunching Man's world behind the scenes and going through renovating things. Granted, I do talk with Countryman more than I talk with Power Creeper, but I don't know. We work on loads of things. Like sometimes we get together on the weekend where we call like an order day, and we basically just come together. We play some Minecraft mini games on I think like Hypixel, Hive, whatever other servers there are on Minecraft Bedrock. So. And it's all really fun. So essentially the group was a larger group, and now it's basically been me, Country Mite, Power Creeper, and Stealthy Whale. Like, Stealthy Whale has stuck around, like, even though the channel has essentially shifted to 100% mashups with the Adventure Series uploaded every 2 months, except for this week. He's still stuck around, which I honestly really appreciate, because, I don't know, he's a good guy. I enjoy talking to him. So, I know, it is still pretty cool. But I guess the second half of this Minecraft story would be kind of like my real life group, which I eventually played Minecraft with. The main guy that I played Minecraft with is his Twitter handle's Dr. Mem or something like that. And basically what we would do, we would go in Minecraft, we would essentially just build whatever came to mind. It's kind of like what I did when I first started playing Minecraft, but instead just I don't know, the builds were more meme-ish, because at this point, it was basically when I first really started getting into looking at memes. Memes are essentially what defined the group for that time. Like, especially a group like, I don't know, just memes like those old, like, MLG, FNAF, SFM things. Like, that was essentially what we would do. So, I don't know. The group has changed majorly in the last few years. It went from Stampy's house to just the group that's existing, and honestly, I still really appreciate the fact that that Country Mite, Power Creeper, Stealthy Whale, that we all still talk to this day. And I don't know, this has been a fun video to make for me because I just get a chance to go back. I get to reminisce on all these old moments and stuff. But I don't know. I think I'm gonna stop there because I can't really think of anything else. But I just want to say to Minecraft, to Mojang, the people that make Minecraft Notch, just thank you for this game. This game has basically changed my life. So I don't know. Thank you to Minecraft and happy 10 years to Minecraft and 10 more. Here we go. But anyways, since this is the longest video I've done in a while, it's over 40 minutes. But I don't know. If any of you have like a Minecraft thing you'd want to share, talk about, feel free to talk about it in the comments. But anyways, yeah, thank you Minecraft for existing, just giving me a group of great people to talk to, and yeah. Thank you Minecraft, and this is Little Lapis, and I'm out. Goodbye. I'm Mumbo now.